Hello everybody, I'm getting things set up, so please bear with me. Just want to make sure that things are actually live like I think they are. And I'm not seeing that. Okay, so it is. And I want to pop out the chat. Okay, I have popped out the chat. And I want live chat. And I want to share this. And then I'll wait for an audience. And so this is recorded live. So if you need to fast forward, feel free. If you think I'm talking to myself, I am hopefully talking to some people in chat. I'm still getting things together. Please bear with me. For some reason, whenever I come in to YouTube, my screen goes wonky in size for whatever reason. I'm going to pull back, adjust the camera so it's straight. I'm never sure why it's changing. And again, try and find that chat. Hopefully someone will join me. Meanwhile, I'll just put away some things on my desk. So if you join me in chat, the real purpose of this is to show you what I got at Hobby Lobby, but until someone joins, I am going to show you a flip through my journal. Now this is a class with Danielle Mack. It's a class I took a long time ago, but you can find Danielle Mack on Facebook. And I decided last night that I wanted to revisit it and follow along because, see, let me come in a little bit so I don't have to keep lifting it. See how fabulous that one is? And really, that one's my favorite, but I was doing it on a scrap of paper. I was like, I am not wasting that. I am going to put that in my journal. And the reason you take classes is because you used to draw like that. And now you can draw like that. And this one was from 2015. So in 3 years' time, you can, if you practice, get better. And that's exactly what this page was about. In 2015, found these girls in the newspaper and copied them a little bit. Still not real good, but hey, I was happy with it. And it says it takes practice, because it does. So hopefully someone is listening now. Yep, I tweeted it, so I'm good there. And it is staying live. which is another good thing because I never am sure about that. But people will let me know so I can see what I'm doing. And going back out, just flipping through the journal and for a few minutes. This was a glue book page, as was this one. I was doing that. This one was a self-portrait where I actually took my picture and painted over it. So it was a paint over. And just art journaling there. Journal flip. Time is not wasted. That was actually some clean off, and I liked it. And so I just put some words on it and went with it. Another girl that I drew, she was drawn. Oh, sadly, I did not date this. I survived, and under these white things are all the things I survived. Tornadoes, those kinds of things. Car crashes, having no brakes in a car. Twice. Different cars, different times. Creative Jumpstart with Ray Mizigan, 2016. Another class, January 2016. Clean off page that I have yet to finish. I did this last weekend when I traveled home for family night, and then on Saturday I went to a friend's house and I showed her how to take a butt ugly page and make it into something you liked. And it was, I should have had a picture of it before, but didn't. Another glue book page. Another girl I drew in 2017 and painted. A protest page for all of the lives that have been taken. Just a technique I saw on YouTube, wanted to play with. Scripture page. Dawn. Another clean-off page. It's getting there. I like it. 2 clean-off pages that have nothing done to them. Journal page. Playing with another friend in 2017. And I like playing with other people because I would have stopped on this page way before it got to this really interesting stage. But because we were sitting and playing, I just kept adding to it. Tested some new stencils. Clean off page, but in progress. Got some cool tissue paper. Wanted to use it. Cool dog. I love dragonflies, but not in real life. Another work in progress. And that's why I went back to the class, because I was like, I really want to be more realistic, but not realistic. See the truth. Ready to grow. Another page that's not quite finished yet. Again, inspired by some really cool tissue paper. And another artist on YouTube whose name is Pam, but that's not her channel. I can't remember her channel's name right now. But she does a lot of journal with me, I think. And these are all the plants that I put out in my yard this year. So I thought I would journal about them. These are not the actual plants. Pictures that I found on the internet. Another girl I drew. A page I did for Stencil Girl. That I don't often work chronologically. There is the video before this one would be this page, full tutorial on that. And I think there's even a stencil that everybody was in love with. And lots more pages that need to be done. So now, I don't know if anybody's here or not, but I'm going to get on with the Hobby Lobby haul, because I'd rather play with it. Or actually, this was not Hobby Lobby. This was Amazon. And these were a couple of books that I bought off of Amazon. So I will do a flip through. If you're bored with watercolor, read this book. And it is by Veronica Ballard. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And if you're bored a couple of times. And then we have some contents. I don't want to read it, so I'll let you can pause it. It should be, I think, in 720, so you should be able to pause it and read it. And sorry, Eileen, but they're at least not pink. None of them are actually pink, no matter what they show on your thing. It goes into what watercolor is, color theory, warm and cool. Great example there of warm and cool. Back it out just a little bit. Color palette. She says this book was produced in 2017. And she says there are now about 120 different watercolor pigments available. So people can, companies can mix them and get more. Types of paint. Mixing your paints. Other forms of watercolor. Materials and workspaces. Types of paper. Then how to choose your paper. Brushes. Other tools. Heat dryer. Back a little more. Studio space. Mixing watercolor with other media. Watercolor and pencil. And it's not really like a tutorial book like I was hoping it would be, but it still does have lots of information. Watercolor and oil pastels, and I have a bunch of these, and I need to probably get out. Pastel and watercolor pencils, charcoal, embroidery and watercolor. Not something I would think about right away because I think of embroidery as something permanent. Textures, how to create textures. Collage, which I like to do a lot. A silhouette cutout is another great way to use watercolor. Jigsaw puzzle. Now this one is interesting because we have I have lots of die cuts, and I also have a silhouette cameo, and could figure out something like this and do it with some watercolor. Doing other materials and objects. Hairbrush, hair combs. Of course, now we have all kinds of things because of the jelly plate that we can use. Salt. Not just for splatters. Bleach. old technique. I don't like spraying bleach though. She's spraying it. A liquid mask. And here, oh, so at the back there are tutorials. And this looks like whales. So how to do food. More food. Dot effect. So like mandalas, but she drew the dots and then painted them in. I probably would have drawn like a basic outline and just dotted them on. But something to try. Colored inks. And she's using some sponging down there. And then one color red objects. So that's what she did here. And a jigsaw puzzle on a chair. Still life, realistic shoes. Color contrast, makeup. Flower vase. Fashion. So there are some tutorials in here. And this book was not expensive. I want to say it was like $10 or $11 on Amazon. Of course, I guess expensive is relative, depending upon who you are. Color splashes. Lots of blooming going on there. Paula. Animals in nature. Watercolor pieces collaged. Reflections. So she's going to talk about how to do those. Bleach flowers. Blending colors. Cityscapes. Simple shapes. Collage compositions. So she puts them together. Yep, I like that. A reflective skyline. And the index. And the book has a flap so you can mark your page if you're following along. Now this next one was triggered by, there's a store 3 hours from me, Ephemera Paducah in Kentucky, but and they're going to do this book as a class over several weeks, and there's no way I'm driving 3 hours several weeks in a row. So I bought the book for myself, and I can do my own class. And this one is by Kristen Van Leuven. Or Leuven. Okay. Yep. Getting started. That's pretty. Supplies. Paints. Tubes versus pans. Palette. Brushes. Paper. So the usual kind of stuff. But here she shows you how paint's going to look different on hot press, cold press, and rough. I did not turn on the studio light. That might help a little bit. Ooh, that got bright. And water, masking fluid, masking tape, paper towels, how to load the brush with water. That is a big one for a beginner. And then loading the brush with paint. She tells you that. Then some demonstrations. Wet on wet, dry on wet. Blending, pressure lifting, hard and soft edges, back runs, tilting, splattering, paper towel. So, hope I'm still live. And then exploring color. So I think painting botanicals, resist techniques, shapes, squares and rectangles, circles, ovals, triangles, and diamonds. So brush lettering, understanding brush strokes, because each brush will give you something a little different. So that was a good idea. So the book again is Modern Watercolor by Kristen. And now, on to the Hobby Lobby deals. Sorry for the crinkling. And they weren't really in the clearance aisle. You had to kind of walk around the store, which is good. Got some steps in. This Gorilla Tape, originally $8, was $1.99. I don't think anything's going to be real big. So I got black and silver. They had a white one also. I didn't buy that. I love these little sketchbooks, and they are $10.99, so I would only buy them when they were, sometimes they put their sketchbooks half off, but better than half off, $2.74. So I wiped them out, because I really do like these. This one was open, but I don't care. It's watercolor paper, extra heavyweight cold press. And this is really cool for just playing around. This one says it's mixed media, and it says dry, medium, and light wash. Sorry, I was out of screen. It's a premium sketchbook by Steele and Brin. I like them. Heavy-O. Okay, here's the opening. Let's see. Water-based, permanent, opaque, and covering marker that dries quickly. And this is the 3X round for $2.99 to originally $11.99. So, heard good things about these, and you get an extra nib in case you kill one. $8 originally, a white pit pen and a big brush, $1.99. Opaque white India ink. And I think I still got, a black one. And this one was $1.74. It's the brush. This is a bullet. Brush bullet. Got a cool tool, because I love tools. This is the Ames lettering guide. And it was 74 cents. And it spins around so that you can, for calligraphy, draw lines and angles on your paper if you want. With instructions, which is good. So if any of you calligraphers know how to use it, let me know. I just like tools. And I bought 2 of the brush black. And I Got another set of Pebeo markers. This is 2X in the bullet, and there's only 2 in here, and they are $1.99, and they are silver and gold. And they also give you spare nibs. Yay, on the spare nibs. I tend to kill them. $5.74 for a set of glaze pens. And this is the glossy 3D glaze ones. And we might test them. It's not on clearance, but it was 30% off. Package of ephemera, which I keep saying I'm going to use in my journal and don't seem to. Okay, Tim Holtz, some of these are really tiny. I mean, really tiny. Like this one. And this one. These would be good for ATCs. That's how tiny. There isn't one in here that's probably bigger than an ATC. Other people in a car. Yeah, these would be good for ATCs. And I am going to be making some artist trading circles to trade when I go to Stamp Away in August for a little tiny butterfly. So yeah, I can use these. Yeah, you're probably the only thing that's too big for an ATC. And then these catalyst tools were $5.99, and this one in particular they are food grade. It's going upstairs to scoop out the last of Miracle Whip and mayonnaise. So we can stay in the craft room. I didn't have this one. Oh, and these were originally $6, and they were $1.50, or 49, so close enough. I didn't have that shape. I had one of these, so now I have plenty. Okay, so I spent in total $48.79, but this is not. We're not done because I have another bag. Again, sorry for the crinkling. And this one is full of paint. This color is Phthalo Turquoise, 74 cents. Mars Black, 74 cents. Titanium White, 74 cents. Titanium White. Naphthalene Carmine, pretty red. Primary Magenta. Primary Yellow. Cadmium Yellow Medium. Sky Blue. And that was the Hobby Lobby haul. And that's all I had. Well, no, I did buy some ATCs from Shannon Green during her sale. And it's the fused vinyl. and she was having a sale, so I thought I'd like to play with some of the fused vinyl, and bought 3 sets of 10. She shipped them out like the next day, and in this really nice bag inside the envelope with her signature eye. And I did get one other thing. I'm going to grab it. I'm not going to show it in full because that would violate the copyright. So I'm going to have something in the middle. And what it is a hex chart, like the Copic hex chart for Prismacolors. And you can get these from Sandy Allnook. And she also did polychromos and luminance. So for color pencil enthusiasts, there you go. And I printed mine on Craft, on Nina Solar White, because that's what I normally use for colored pencil coloring, and also on black. You really can't see it, but you actually can. And I will definitely be using a light box and some glasses, and so I printed this to overlay it because there would be no way to read the white. The PDF also comes with one pre-colored, and so I think you should go over to so it's not buffering, Carol, on my end, and I don't blame you about cutting out when there's buffering. And usually it knocks me off, which it hasn't done. And I thank you for coming, Carol, and hi, Dee, and hi, Pauline. And I am sorry for the buffering. Hopefully the video will be clearer. Does she only do those brands? Yes, she only did Prismacolor, Polychromos, and Luminos. And she also has the Copics. So, okay. Thank you guys for coming, and I will continue to try to work on whatever this buffering problem is. Thanks, Happy Diane. I just noticed you. And I thank